Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is Chelsea with Scott Lorraine Marketing, and today we are going to be going over our our Smart Plans overview. So before we get started, we do have our chat box in our Zoom call today. So feel free to put any questions that you have in the chat box, and I will do my best to get those answered for you at the end of class. We do also have a YouTube channel, Scott Leroy Marketing on YouTube. This has more specific detailed videos plus tip videos as well to really help you with all things KW. So if you have any questions that we're not going to get to today, be sure to go check out that YouTube page. The last thing that we have is you can always email us. I'm going to put the email in our chat box. So we have support@scottleroymarketing.com where you can ask us any questions, any issues that you're running into, and we would be happy to help you with those. So now that we went over all of our housekeeping, let's go ahead and get started for our Smart Plans overview. So right now you should see we have our command login. And in order to get here, you're going to go to agent.kw.com. You are going to see this screen here where you are going to put in your username and your password. So you should have received this information in your completed setup. You'll go ahead and put in your username, which is not case sensitive. However, your password is. So just make sure that if you are running into any issues with your password and logging in, you do have the ability to click on this eyeball button right here. This is going to show you what those characters are. So if you have any spaces before or after your password, or if any caps are missing, that might cause an issue for you signing in. So that's one way that you are able to check that. We'll go ahead and click sign in, and it's going to bring us to our command dashboard. So once we get onto our command dashboard, everyone's dashboard may look a bit different, and it is because you have the ability to customize these widgets. So just keep that in mind. However, that is something that we go over specifically in our command overview class. So if you are new to this system overall, we do have a command overview that you can check out. It's every Monday at 1 p.m. Or you can, again, go to that YouTube page, type in command, and you'll be able to see those videos that we have. So, but for today, we are going to be talking about smart plans. Now, one thing that I do want to bring up before we start going over this in more detail is something that can be a bit confusing for people who are new to command or new to real estate altogether. Now we have two different things. We have campaigns and we have smart plans. You are going to see if we look on the left-hand side, we have all of our icons here. Now, one of them is going to be our campaigns. Another one, if we go up a few, is going to be our smart plans. Today, we are talking about our smart plans overview. However, I do want to give you an overview of what the difference is of both of these. So campaigns, which is this little megaphone icon right here, those are going to be one-time email blasts, just listed emails, maybe an event that you are having. You can do emails through campaigns. However, it's going to be more of a one and done email. Now, smart plans, on the other hand, they include 5 different actions or components. So you are going to utilize your smart plans more for nurturing your database in a continuous way. An example of that, and of course, we're going to get into this more throughout this class today, but that's going to be a quarterly call plan where you are being reminded to reach out to a particular contact once a quarter. So we have 5 components of a smart plan, and you are going to see this in real time once we get into the applet, but just as another overview before, the 5 components of a smart plan include sending out emails, task reminders, automated text messages, adding itself to another smart plan, and call reminders. So those are the 5 components. Now, before we get into how to create a smart plan, we have a few back office items that we are going to make sure that we have set up correctly first, so that when we do go to set up our smart plans, we are ready to go to get those sent out. So to begin, we're going to go over to the left, or I have my rights and my lefts mixed up today. We are going to go to the right-hand side, click on our name, and we're going to go down to our settings. This is going to bring you into your integrations page. So this is where you can see all of your connected applications. Now we're going to scroll all the way down until you find email services, and you're going to see command email. Now you're going to notice that ours is connected, and we are going to click on manage. So command email is how emails are sent out through SmartPlans utilizing command. So this is going to keep track of your monthly account usage. You can see that you have 5,000 available emails per month. This will keep track of how many have already been sent out. If you do hit that 5,000 number, it will redirect you to the marketplace to manage your subscription. Going down to the bottom, we have our email configuration. So this is going to allow you to update your sender name and your reply to email that people are able to see when you send out your smart plans. So you do have the ability to just click in this box and you'll see it will become highlighted. You can then update this name to whatever you want your name to appear as. And then the reply to email. So if you click on that drop down, you're going to see that it has a few different options based off of, what your recovery email is in your settings, your marketing profile, your white pages email, etc. You do also have the option to edit the last one to update that to a custom email. Now, the reason that you would do that is because when you are going to send out a smart plan, it is coming from an agent with quite a few numbers at commandmail.com, something like that. So it is not your standard KW email, and that is just the default on the system. So when someone is going to respond to you, you want to make sure that it is showing your email when they reply to the email. So this is where you are able to do that. Once you're all set with that, you can go ahead and click Save Changes, and then it will update that for you. Now, clicking out of that, we're back in our integrations page. If we go down under messaging, this is where you can find Twilio. Now, Twilio gives you the ability to send and receive text messages directly through command. This is a subscription that you would get and you would pay for in the marketplace. So if that is something that you are interested in utilizing, you can go over to the right-hand side, click on subscribe in the marketplace, and it will give you all of that information to get that set up into your command profile. Now, you are not required to purchase Twilio in order to send out smart plans. If you do choose a smart plan that has a text message component and you do not have a Twilio account, the smart plan is going to automatically create a task for you to send that text manually. So with Twilio, it could be automated text messages, or if you want to opt out of that paid subscription, it will just automatically create a task reminding you to text that person. So those are your two options, and I'll show you a little bit more. You'll get the visual of it once we get into our smart plans. So one other thing that I do want to mention before we move on is that if you do have a Twilio account, just make sure that it is a KW Twilio account. So if you do have a pre-existing account, we can help you move that information over and connect it with your command so that when you run a smart plan, you do have that ability to connect those two. So just keep that in mind. Now, over on the left-hand side, you're going to see that we have quite a few different options for our settings. We are going to click on Connect Settings and then click on our marketing profile. Now, this is bringing us to our marketing profile. This is all of the information that gets reused on through our website and through command as being our information that will get publicly shown out to clients, contacts, agents, etc. So make sure, take a look at this and make sure that you do have everything filled out. You're going to see this red asterisk indicating that it is required in order to save the profile. So you will go ahead, make sure that all of this is filled out correctly. You'll see it has your biography, it has your contact information, brokerage information, compliance, and social media links. So that's just one other thing to keep in mind. We always like to make sure that you understand the importance of making sure that this is filled out, because it does really run through to every other part and every other applet in the command system. So now that we have gone through our connect settings, we are going to click on command settings. So we're going to backtrack a little bit. You're going to see that we have a few different options here, one of them being SmartPlans. So when we go ahead and click on that, it's going to give you the option to click on time and date. And this is a recently new feature that was released where you can now update the time zone for your SmartPlans. So you can take a look at where this is set. You can click on this drop down and choose whichever time zone you are currently in. And that is going to provide the times and the windows that your SmartPlans are going to send out text messages. So you can see that it is going to send within the window of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. in the time zone that you have selected up here. So once you have selected that time zone, you'll go ahead and click Save Changes, and then you'll get that green banner of success saying that it has been updated. Moving on, we're going to go to our designs. So that's going to be the third applet from the bottom. And we're just briefly going to take a look at this. And the reason why is because you do have the ability to upload a design into your SmartPlan. So if that is something that you are interested in doing, it's good to understand what the design section looks like and what your options are, so that you know going into creating your SmartPlan based on how you're going to set that up. So as you can see here, we have our recently used designs that we have created. In the top right corner, we have our import design or our create design button. If you click on import design, it is going to, sometimes it takes a little bit, it's going to redirect you into the design center where you can see all of your projects. You can start from blank, you can choose a template, or you can import any PDFs that you are currently working with. Now up in the top left corner, you're going to see templates. If we go ahead and click on that, let's click on it again. There we go. Okay, you might have to click on it a few times. Sometimes it doesn't come up. But you're going to see over on the left-hand side, we have all of this information. Sorry, like I said, spring break is going on. Hold on. So we have our designs here. On the left-hand side, you can see it's broken down into a whole bunch of different sections, listings. We have our buyers. We have lead generation. And you can see, I know her voice is really sweet, but yeah, we're hitting terrible twos like hardcore right now. So the voice is a little tricky. But yeah, you can see we have our just listed, our just sold. So anything that you are interested in using for your SmartPlans. So let's go down to business basics. We are going to find, let's see, what do we want to use today? Let's see if we can find an Easter one. We can also search for our templates. We're going to select this Easter one. I'm sorry, guys. This usually is not a problem. Um, so we have our Easter up. No, thank you. There you go. Okay, we have our Easter post that is up. We are going to go ahead. We can click on it and we can put any updates that we want onto our information. We're going to go ahead and click download as a JPEG. We will download that and it's going to update that back into our design center. Okay, let's go back into our command. And then once we get back into our designs, we can go ahead and click on Create Design. We can choose social or email. So we're going to go ahead and click on email. That's going to bring you into your templates where you are able to choose either a template that you have already created, or you can import an HTML email template into here. So that is an option for you as well. Now we are going to go ahead and click out of this. Once you have set up that design and what you want to put into your smart plans, you can then go ahead and make your way into your smart plans. So we are now going to click on our smart plans applet. Oh, actually, sorry, before we do that, I'm skipping ahead. We are going to now go into our contacts. So the reason that we're going to do this is because you can send out smart plans two different ways. So you can do it through your contacts or you can do it through the Smart Plans applet. So I'm going to show you how you can do it through your contacts first before we move into our smart plans. So if you have not already added contacts to your smart plan, this is what your contacts database looks like. Let me go ahead and turn my filter off. So when we are looking at our contacts, you have a few ways that you can add them to a smart plan. Now we can find the particular contact that we're looking for. We can go all the way to the right side. We're going to click on our three dots here. And then you're going to see either view smart plans. This is going to show you all of the smart plans that you have added this contact to, or add to smart plan. So if we go ahead and click on add to smart plan, this will bring up this pane over on the right-hand side where you have the ability to add them to a smart plan that you have already added into your smart plan library. And I'm going to show you the difference of that as soon as we get into our smart plan applet. So if we wanted to add this particular contact to a smart plan, we can scroll until we find the one that we want to add. We can also click on the drop down and it's going to show us exactly what is included in this smart plan. So if we clicked on our 36 touch, you're going to see that it will tell you the trigger. So you will have to manually add a contact onto this smart plan for it to work. It's also going to show you the duration of this smart plan. Below that, it's going to show you all of the touch points that are within this smart plan. So you can see that it starts out with a link, then a interaction task. No, manual add is not what I'm doing right now. I'm going to show you what that means once we get into, well, yes, I guess technically. It is. If I were to click select, then I would be manually adding them. That's correct. You can see that there is a delay. Then it will have you send a text message. You can also hover over the particular event and it will show you exactly the information that is included in that particular step. So if we wanted to go ahead, we liked this smart plan and we wanted to add this contact, we'll go ahead and click select. And then it's going to say that we have a contact error. What the error is, it's below. We are missing a phone number. So what that means is any of the steps that are required for us to call or to text this contact, we're not going to be able to because we do not have a phone number. So you do have the option to either cancel, get their phone number, add it to command, and then re-add them to the smart plan, or you can add them to the plan anyway and just make a note that, you'll get the phone number by the time you need to reach out to them via phone. So those are the two options. Now, if we wanted to go ahead and click add anyway, now it's going to give us the ability to select when this is going to start. So you always have two options. You can immediately start the smart plan, or you can start it on a specific date. So if you click on specific date, you'll be able to use this calendar icon. Where's my calendar? Oh, there it is. You might have to scroll down. And then you can select whichever date you want for it to start there. And then you'll have to read and select this disclaimer at the bottom, click confirm. And now it's going to start, it will add this smart plan for this contact on April 15th. Now, if we wanted to make sure that that went through, we could click on this contact. So we are now in our contacts card. And over on the right-hand side, you're able to see all of the information for this contact. So everything that has been included. Now, if we wanted to see what smart plans they were on, we could go over to the third tab, click on smart plans, and it's going to tell you that they are on these two smart plans. Now, if we wanted to delete, I think we just added this one, we'll go ahead and click the garbage can and click to remove that smart plan. Now, one last thing I want to show you within the contacts is you do have the ability to add multiple contacts at a time onto your smart plans. So in order to do that, you can click on this white box in our dark header section. If we click on that, this is our ability to be able to do our bulk action. So you'll see that now we have this box that appears here. That is our bulk action. If we click on the drop down, it's going to give us all of these options. For the purpose of today's class, we are just going to talk about add to smart plan. So I can click on this, and now we are adding all of these selected contacts onto a particular smart plan at a time. So if we wanted to go ahead and add them to, we'll just do them to, let's see, happy holidays. We'll do that one. So we selected this, and again, it's going to tell you your errors that you're receiving. So we can see that all of these contacts are missing an email. So we're going to run into issues with this smart plan of anything that is requiring us to send an email, or anything that will be sending an email automatically through the smart plan is not going to go to all of these contacts. So here you have the ability to remove the contacts that include errors, or you can add them to your plan anyway. So if we wanted to remove contacts with our errors, it will tell you that now, instead of adding the 47 contacts that we originally selected, now it removed those 10 with the email missing, and now it's going to send them to 37. So we do have a difference here as well. So again, we have our start all of them now. We can start all of them on a specific date, or we can stagger them. This means that you can stagger the amount of days in between each contact of when those contacts are going to receive that smart plan. So this is a really good idea, not necessarily, of course, for a happy holidays one, but for anything that involves calling. Yep. So just like you're asking, so anything that involves calling, if you were putting 47 people on a quarterly call plan, if you are to add them all at one time, you are going to have tasks for 47 phone calls for one day. So staggering it will have that broken out for you so that you're not calling that many people on the same day. So that's something like if it does include phone calls, just keep an eye on that. Just so you don't have that many calls to make at one time. All right. So let's get out of this. So that is how you can add smart plans right from the contacts page. Now we're actually going to go into our smart plans section. All right, so once we are in our smart plans, this is what our dashboard looks like. Now, if you do not have anything under here, that is perfectly fine. It's because you haven't added anything yet, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, we do have two different tabs up at the top. My smart plans is, like I said, all of the smart plans that you have added into your personal library. These are smart plans that you are able to put your contacts on for them to be sent a smart plan. Now, library is the public KW Smart Plans library where you can go to find pre-made smart plans to then add to your library. The other option that we have is to create a smart plan from scratch. So we're just going to take a look at this really quickly. If we go ahead and click on the Create Smart Plan button, and keep in mind that the library has pre-made smart plans, so maybe check out the library first, but I'm going to show you how to create a smart plan first, and then we'll go to the library. So let's go ahead and we're going to name our smart plan. We'll click Create Plan. And this is going to bring you into your Smart Plans editor. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see all of the items that you are able to add to your Smart Plan. It's going to show you some compliance down at the bottom, and then some tips and rules in order to send out your Smart Plans. In the middle is going to show you basically the roadmap of your Smart Plan, so you can see all of the different events. And then on the right-hand side is the details. So you can edit the name, you'll see the duration, meaning how long the smart plan is, the total steps, the total touches, meaning how many times you are reaching out to a client or a contact. And you can add a repeat option. You can add trigger tags, and you can have an option to have it automatically remove a contact. So let's go ahead and make some of these things available by actually starting to create this smart plan. So the way that you're going to create these is by clicking on these steps on the side, and you're going to drag and drop them over into the middle. So if we wanted on day one for this to be to send out an email, now we have all of our options on the side. We can choose a simple email type or a design. A simple one, let's see, is going to be one that you have already that you are manually going to create. So we can start to put in our subject for our email, enter the content information here. It's going to show your reply to email that we have already updated in our settings. And then it's going to ask you, when should the email be sent? So you can have this updated to whichever day, and we haven't added more, but if you had more steps on here, you could automatically move this to another day that has already been added to your smart plan. So I'll show you that in just a second. So let's go ahead. We're going to, oh, my computer just froze. All right, so once this stops freezing, Come on. So if I were to want to add an additional step, I'd go ahead and click send a text message. And we would drag that over. Let me see. There we go. Send a text message. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now once we slide over send a text message, it's going to have you determine whether it's an automated text. That means it is going to go through Twilio, or you can create a text task. So for an example, if it was to send an automated text, you would go ahead and put in Happy Easter, hope to see you soon. And that would be your text message out to that particular contact that's on that smart plan. Now, if you wanted to create a text task, it is just going to then be a reminder for you to text that contact. So we would go ahead and say text contact. It's still going to have that same description as a reminder of what you want to text them. However, it is not going to automatically be sent to them like it would be if you clicked the send an automated text. Now, you do have the option to add a hyperlink as well if you wanted to add a hyperlink to maybe your app or to your website. You can change the priority level. So you can choose high or medium or low, depending on the priority level, just really your preference on how you want to send it. This, because if it's going out on Easter and it does have a deadline, you probably would want it to be a higher priority because it wouldn't make sense to send out Happy Easter after Easter. So we can go ahead and set that priority. We can have the task due the same day. You can change the actual time. And then it will have you again say, when should the task be created? Now we have the option, we can actually do it on the first day or the second day because we have already added something to that first day. So this will give you the option to rearrange things that you have in your smart plan. You can also change the time of day. So if you wanted it to go out first thing in the morning, maybe not like 4 a.m., but in between 8 and 12 p.m. or 12 p.m., then you can go ahead and add that. So now we're going to go ahead, we'll add another day. And this time we're going to click because we want a little more of a little more time in between our next step. Because we had our email go out, we waited a day, and then we sent a text message. So now let's say we want to wait 7 days. We can apply the change, and now there's going to be a 7-day period in between this text message and whatever our next step is going to be. So let's say we wanted to then call them. This is now going to be a phone call. So this is going to come out as a task. So that means it's going to show up in your task reminders saying, hey, you need to call this person today. So this is not going to be anything automated like it may be moving or in the beginning. So on the side, you'll put in call contact, talk about 123 Main Street. You can add your hyperlink again, just as a reference, because again, this is something, just a touch point that you are going to be talking to them about. We can set our priority. You can have it do, either the same day or in 2 days, whatever you want that due. Set your time. And then again, we're going to have our drop down to where you can update this either to the first day, the second day, or the 9th day. So it's just going to show you all of your tasks that you have created within this smart plan. So once you're done with that, you'll go ahead and click add step. Now, one of the last things that I do want to show you, sorry, We have to save. There has been a new thing that has come out recently that allows you to add trigger tags. So this is a really cool option now. If we go ahead and click on the trigger tags, this is going to be any contacts that get a tag added to them. You can auto assign them to start receiving a smart plan. So as an example, if we wanted to, I know we have a buyer tag. Buyer tag, where is it? I know there's a buyer tag in here. Okay. I don't know why that wasn't coming up. Maybe they're still working on it. It is a new feature. So anyway, I just scrolled down to find it. But if I wanted to select buyer, and you can select up to 10 tags. Now I'm just going to select the one. Well, maybe I'll select two. I'll also do buyers since we have two pretty similar, but they mean the same thing tags. We'll go ahead and click add triggers. What this means is now for any contact moving forward from this time, any contact that comes in or any lead that comes in that gets that buyer tag, they will automatically get this smart plan attached to their contact activity to start receiving this information. So if we wanted to remove the contact, you do have options for that as well. Now you can remove the contact when they reply to an email from the smart plan. So maybe if this was requiring them to answer something, and they do answer on day one, we can click when they reply to the email, and it will then remove them from that smart plan. Oops, sorry. The other option is going to be to reply to an automated text from this smart plan. So if day 2 is going to be an automated text and they replied to that text, we can remove them from the smart plan by making sure that this box is checked off. So that is going to be how you can remove a contact from the smart plan. Now, the one last thing to keep in mind at the bottom, it will tell you, you do have the option to add contacts right from here as well. So if we go ahead and click on that add contacts, you have the option to start adding your contacts. And this is something that we have not looked at this screen yet. So this is where you can add contacts. Now you have a few options. You can search by name, and you can start typing in the name, and it's going to pull up all of the contacts that fit that text. Now you can go ahead and click select all. It's going to select all of the contacts in view, or you can search by tags. So if you wanted to find all of your buyers, you can click on that buyer tag. Let's remove our text. Okay, it doesn't look like we have anyone with a buyer tag, but if we did, they would come up and we'd be able to automatically select our buyers to be put on this smart plan. So let's remove this. We are going to just add a few. We'll go ahead and click add to smart plan. Stop it. And then again, it's going to tell you those contact errors. So it is going to tell you that Brittany's missing an email, so she is not going to be able to receive any of the emails that might be in that smart plan. Again, we can remove contacts with the errors, or we can add to a smart plan anyway. So let's go ahead. We are going to click out of here. And now we're going to go over to our library. So once we're in our library, this is our KW Public Library. This is going to be all smart plans that have been created either through KWRI or other agents within KW. So as you can see, we have a ton of featured up at the top. These are going to be more of the common smart plans that are really good to start out with. So if you want to take a look at the first one, we have a monthly call plan. It's going to tell you the title. It's going to tell you really what's going on in that smart plan, what it includes. It's going to show you the downloads. It's going to show you the rating, the steps, the duration, and the total touches. You can also click on View Steps, and it's going to show you exactly what is involved in this smart plan. Now from here, you can click Add Smart Plan. You can name it whatever you want. I think we already have this one. Let me try and feel like we've added all of these to our smart plans already. Yeah, we have. Okay, that's all right. Or instead of clicking on View Steps, you can just click Add Smart Plan right here, and it's going to give you the same thing. So you will want to click that download button. Once you download that smart plan, it will be moved into the My Smart Plans tab for you to start putting your own contacts onto the smart plan. Now, as we scroll down, you'll see that they get broken up into multiple categories. So we have Keller Williams, we have top rated, what's new. You do also have a search bar up at the top. So if you wanted to look for a specific smart plan, you could start typing in some text in your search bar, and then it's going to show up, or it's going to provide all of the results that fit that text. So you can go ahead and see everything that you that matches, and then you'll be able to select whatever one you want to add. Let's go ahead and we are going to, no, we've already added that too. Okay, that's all right. So you'll be able to add that to your Smart Plans library. Now, if we go back to My Smart Plans, this is going to be your Smart Plans library. So you can see all of the smart plans that we have already added. From here, we have two tabs. So we have People Plans and we have Published. Now, People Plans are going to be the ones that we have added to our library. Published are any smart plans that we have added to the public library that is currently active on the library. So if you decide to publish any of your smart plans that you've created, you can add them to the public library and it will show up in this Publish section. All right, so once you have this smart plan list, you can go ahead and click on the drop down. Again, it's going to show you all of the triggers, or I'm sorry, the trigger and then all of the events within the smart plan. It's also going to show you the contacts that are under the smart plan. So it doesn't look like we have any. Oh, there we go. So you're going to see under the contacts, we have an eyeball with a number next to it. This is going to indicate how many contacts you currently have that are active under this smart plan. So we currently have one active contact on our 36 touch. Now it's going to show you the created date, the duration of that particular smart plan, the total touches, meaning how many times you are going to reach out to your contact. And then we have our action items on the side. We have our add contact button. So again, if we click on that, it's going to bring up that same screen from before where you can search for the contacts that you want to put into the smart plan. We also have a pencil icon. So, and then actually before I get to that, we'll move on to this last one. These three dots, it's kind of like our other options. You can copy, you can publish to the library, or you can delete it from your Smart Plans library. Now, one last thing that I do want to leave you with is if you do add any of the smart plans from the public library to your smart plans, your personal Smart Plans library, you still have the ability to edit them. So the reason being is so that you can make them a little more personal. So you can go ahead, that was probably a bad one to click on. Let's see if we, 36 touch. Oh wait, no, this one has 4. Okay. So if we click on this, you're going to see that it already has the email information in there for you. But if we want to go ahead and update that, we can just click on that task. And then we have the pencil icon on the top to be able to edit that information to make it a little more personable, and a little more based on our branding. So whatever changes you need to make, but it still gives you that basic outline so that you're not totally creating a smart plan from scratch. All right. So that is everything that we have today for our Smart Plans overview. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Um, like always, if you have any questions, please email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We also have our YouTube channel as well, where you can go to Scott Leroy Marketing on YouTube and you can search for any of the topics, any of the applets, and any of the KW technology. And we have a bunch of videos to help support you in that way. So, as always, let us know if you have any questions, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.